Hi everyone, so today I want to show you this card which I'm calling a 6x6 triple strip stepper card. Now this was inspired by a card I saw Mixed Up Crafts do a week or so ago, and it was called a double D accordion fold, I believe, something like that. And so she'd done it this way round. She had two squares on it and it was a 5x7. So I might have already done, or I might have coming up, a version of it this way round, because I really like this. So this is the way round that I was thinking of, but obviously you don't need this bit here, so ignore that bit. So it'd be like that. Okay, so I'm thinking of, I probably have done it by now actually. So if it isn't already up, it will be coming up soon. So I'll be doing this as a card like that. The measurements and whatever are pretty much the same, but the quantities are different for the actual the accordion fold. But yeah, so I thought I'd do it as a stepper card, because to me that was like, oh yes, I could do that as a stepper card. So the papers that I've used are actually from Antonio Makes. This is part of one of the VIP kits for July. You get 2 VIP kits every month. And this one is from the Alice in Flowerland kit, which is amazing. You will have probably seen my Antonio Makes craft haul video by now. So yeah, so this is one of the papers, and I just love that. So beautiful and so bold. And I've teamed it up with this paper, which is actually from Art Studio, and it's this pad here, and I believe they still have it in. I believe you can still get this. I bought mine from the range, but I think they still do this. But yeah, it's this one here. I don't use it very often, this pad, but I was just like, oh, those colours go really well with this, and they just provide a little bit of an accent to go with that gorgeous flower at the back there. So yeah, the stamp set, I can't remember where I got it from. I think it might have been, I want to say it was a Wow. I got it from Wow embossing powders, but I don't know if I did. I can't remember where I got it. It was years ago I've had this, and it came with lots of little strip sentiments to go with it, so I'm not sure where I got it from. But yeah. But yeah, don't forget to go over to antoniomakes.com and use my code Louise10, and that will get you 10% off everything. VIP kit, it will get you 10% off anything on the site, etc. So head over there. He's got some really nice papers. If you're into scrapbooking, junk journaling, stuff like that, vintage particularly, he's very good at that. He's got a very quirky little paper collection that he did recently called I think it was John the Giraffe. Really cute little giraffe. He's so funny. He's just cute. So yeah, go and have a look. But yeah, so that's the card for today. So let's get into it. Okay, so for this card, you're going to need a few pieces. So if we start with the base layers, so you're going to need one base piece that is 6x12. If you've got a 6x6 card blank, you can use that. If not, you can use a 6x12, and you're just going to score it halfway at 6 inches and just fold it up, obviously, to make yourself a 6x6 card blank. Then you're also going to need 3 pieces of card blank that are 1.5 by 8. And you want to score halfway at 4 inches. Now if you want to, you can get yourself a piece of 4.5 by 8 and score down the middle at 4, and then cut it into pieces. If you'd rather do that, that's fine. So that's that. And then the last thing we need is one piece of base card that is 6 inches by 8.25. And on this one, or 8.5 if you want to. If you're using A4 and you want to use the width of the A4, then go for 8.25, because obviously that's the width of the A4. But if you've got anything larger and you want to have a little bit extra, because this is going to be your tab, so if you want more than 1/4 inch of tab, then go for an 8.5 piece width-wise. So on this, we're going to score at 2 inches, at 4 inches, at 6 inches, and at 8 inches. Okay, so starting with this piece here, your tab piece is going to be a valley, mountain, valley, mountain. Okay, so start from the beginning, mountain, valley, mountain, valley. So you end up with that. So it's actually going to go that way round, so that's going to be at the back. Then these just need folding in half, mountain folds for all of them. Okay, so what we want to do now is we're going to put together, or before we put together, let's deal with the front of our 6x6 card blank. So you want it to be a top folding card, And on the front, you want to put a mat that is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 and a pattern that's 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. So you end up with that. So that's your top folding card. Then what you want to do is, if you take your concertina piece, we're going to put a bit of tape or glue along this side here. Now, if you want to, you could stick it on the front underneath that, but I wanted to stick it under, on the inside of the card, because it's going to be on the inside of the front cover. You're not really going to see it. So I'm going to use some red tape, just so then I know it's definitely stuck. You could use wet glue if you want to, but I'm just going to go red tape. It's just a little more convenient, and it means that once it's stuck, it is stuck. So now what we're going to do is I'm just going to peel off a little bit of the backing and just fold it back. And then I'm going to take the front cover, so this is the front cover, I'm going to flip it over and just butt it up, so it's obviously in line, and butt it right up into that crease. And then you just want to fold that tab over. Just make sure obviously this is all nice and straight. And as long as it is, then you can just peel this out and stick that down. So then if we open it up, you've then got your tent fold with your concertina bit out the front, like that. So now we want to go ahead and put a pattern piece here and a pattern piece here. So you're going to need 2 pieces of mat that are 1 3/4 by 5 3/4, and 2 pieces of pattern that are 1 1/2 by 5 1/2. Okay, so these are going to go, as I said, there and there. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those down. So you should end up with that. So it's kind of like a stepper, but with a a large back piece. So then you're going to take your take these strips, and you can either decorate them first and then put them on, or do them after. I'm going to do them first just because I think it might be easy to stick them down. So you want 3 mat pieces that are 1 1/4 by 3 3/4, and 3 pattern pieces that are 1 inch by 3 1/2. And these are just basically going to go obviously on the front. Now you want to make, if you've got a right way up, you want to make sure that it's that way up. Okay, so they're portrait with the crease at the top. Okay, so now we need to go ahead and stick these on. So what I would advise, it's up to you obviously, I'm just going to lay this on so I can see where my halfway mark is. I'm going to take the one that I want in the middle, and what's going to happen is this bit here is going to stick on the front and obviously go nice and kind of centrally, and I'm going to move it in a little bit. I'm going to do it about there, so I've got like 3 borders as it were. And then so I'm going to go ahead and stick that down first. We need to make sure that that is nice and even. You could lay them all on actually. Let's lay them all on. So we're going to just lay them all on. Make sure we're happy with where they're going to be. So I'm actually thinking these two need switching around. Like that. Okay, so that's going to be the way around they need to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just wondering whether you can either stick them on at the front or you can stick the ones on at the back first. I'm not really sure which is the best way to do it, because this is only the second time I've made this now, and I haven't done it with this is the first time I've done it with mats and layers. I'm going to keep that straight like that, and I think what we're going to do is I'm just going to glue on the back. I'm just going to make a little mark underneath, so I kind of know roughly where we're going to. In fact, I could do it on the, I'll do it on there. Okay, so I'm gonna glue it, and I've got a bit of wiggle room then. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue on this side here, obviously just up to that pencil line. And then I'm gonna take my strip and we're gonna stick it down. I think it needs to be about there. Okay, so using wet glue wasn't a good idea, or yoo-hoo anyway, because I've actually smidged a little bit there and it's taken the foiling off. So on the other two, I'm not going to use wet glue, I'm going to use red tape. And on the back, I'm just going to measure, I'm hoping you can see, and mark 1.5 inches up, because that's where I want it to be. And then I'm going to add red tape. It'd be easier if I could just use glue, because I've got a bit of wiggle room time or whatever, but I don't want to risk taking the foiling off my foiling, if you know what I mean. So we're just going to go ahead and just add some red tape on. Need something strong, because this is like a connecting piece that's holding everything together. And then we're going to take these off. I'm going to have to take them off entirely, just because of how small these pieces are. There we go. And then I'm going to just, again, kind of eye it and hope that that is about 1.5. I reckon it's about there. It's about there, I think. There we go. Yep, I can't find any stickiness on the back, so that's good. And I'm going to do the same with this one. So again, I'm just going to measure and mark 1.5 inches up. And then add some tape and stick it down. Okay, so I've stuck those down, so they're flapping. So now you just need to turn these over, and these are going to stick directly behind here. So because this is at the back, if you want to make things a little bit easier, you can just go ahead and draw around where they're going to be. Okay, so once you've done that, you should end up with your concertina card. So from the top, so looking forwards, that's what it looks like for me. And then all we need to do is go ahead and add a greeting, and obviously it depends where you want to put your greeting. Okay, so I found a thanks. So I'm going to put my thanks on there, and I've also found this bit here. This card is full of, so I'm going to have this card is full of, and then thanks. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those down. Okay, so there we go. So I've stuck it down. So that's the side view. And really, I mean, you don't have to do the strips. You could do something else if you wanted to. You could do maybe a star, but on a tent fold star. Any shape that you want to tent fold and put on there in place of the strips, you could do. But yeah, so don't forget to go over to antoniomakes.com. Check out his V.I.P kit, check out his paper pads. If you use my code Louise10, that will get you 10% off anything on the site. As I said, the V.I.P subscription is definitely worth doing. I mean, look at those papers. They're just so nice. Like the depth there. Sorry, I did go on about it in the intro, but yeah. They're just so nice. I love them. And again, this is not the sort of papers or card that I would normally make, but I absolutely love it. So all I need to do is I just need to go ahead and put a white piece in the middle here, so I can actually write on the inside there. But yeah, I really like it. Really interesting card. Really looks nice. So yeah, so go and check that out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.